Hello everybody, it's time for another video, and this one is for a few people that have been following my work on my garden on various forums as well as on YouTube. This is just going to be a brief video tour of the whole garden and showing some of the things I've been up to in the last 4 years since I moved here. Hope you enjoy the look around. We're starting the tour at the side path and the lounge border. I lifted a number of paving slabs from here because they matched the patio, and that was to extend the patio in 2024. They were replaced with the closest we could find, preferring the patio to be all the same. Other than some weeding and planting a hebe, we haven't really done much along this border yet. Next is the sunroom border. There was a lot of woody lavender planted here when we first moved in, and a lot of that was pulled out. We added a couple of hebes in this area in 2024, but other than cutting back the yew trees, we haven't really done an awful lot of work yet until this year, where I'm starting to put the lawn edging in. We will probably be adding some additional plants in this area, but that won't happen until the lawn edging is complete and the slates are raked back up to the edge. Beside the sunroom border is a new kitchen border. This was a much larger overgrown area when we first moved in, but I extended the patio as we needed a bit more space when guests visited. This reduced the border size, making it more manageable to look after. The small stepping stones up the middle of the border and in front of the yew hedge give somewhere to stand for weeding and trimming. Down from the kitchen border and around the back of my workshop is another patio area where I have my cold frames. There's 3 bought ones and one made using bits of decorative sleeper and a piece of spare glass. It's sunny here for most of the day and there's handy access from the workshop. Looking out from the workshop patio, we look down the garden towards the wood and the garage. Just next to the garage is the shed. Between the shed and the observatory, we have 3 vegetable planters. The far one is strawberries. The 2 larger ones are usually planted with potatoes, carrots, cauliflower and lettuce. Around the back of the garage is the top end of the 100 feet long hawthorn hedge path that I built in 2023. The earth bank behind the garage and next to the new fence is filled out nicely with the creeping jenny that we planted. I changed the guttering to move the rain barrel to the far end of the path. Heading down the path, we pass the observatory on our right. I have a separate video about that which is linked below in the description and also at the end of this video. We continue past my new lawn down to the railway. This whole area from the garage to the bottom of the garden was covered in various trees when we moved here. There's other videos about the build of the railway garden feature on my channel too. Again, these will be linked at the end of the video and in the description below. In days gone by, there used to be a railway that ran across the bottom of the garden, which is one of the reasons why I built this railway feature. From the railway, we cut across the bottom of the garden, past the Japanese barberry, the Japanese skimia, a fuchsia, and a hebe that didn't survive the winter, and then we get into the wood on the trail of the lonesome pine. The bottom end of the wood needs some additional topsoil to help to bury the remains of the air raid shelter that was once here during World War II. This will be planted with creeping thyme and various flowers. As we follow the path, we pass geraniums and buddleia on the left, with red flowering currant and viburnum tinus on the right. On the ground, I planted dozens of snowdrops and English bluebells to either side of the path. Just past the savin juniper on the left is my new micro pond. I have some plants for it once they've grown a little. The pond has been very popular with the birds. The remains of a tree stump close by provides an ideal camera mounting location for catching the birds drinking and bathing. Moving on from the pond, the bird table is out of sight on the right, but the hanging feeder can be seen on the same tree as the trailcam. We curve around the tree to a more open area in front of the pine tree. This is my lonesome pine, hence the trail of the lonesome pine. This area is filled with snowdrops, bluebells, daffodils and daisies. This was filmed in March when the snowdrops were out. We then exit the wood opposite to the observatory. The top end of the wood, beyond the pine, is more open. When Storm Malak brought the pine tree down in January 2022, it was felled on top of a dogwood. Both survived the storm and the felling. There are a couple of roses and some other plants in this top area as we move back down the outside of the wood past the stump of a very large conifer that we felled. New shoots are forming on the hydrangea, which we planted in 2024, and then we move on past grape hyacinth and Japanese pieris near the top woodland entrance. To the left of the entrance is a hellebore with a glossy abelia above it. Bees are always buzzing around this area. Further down the wood, there are 3 groups of white hyacinth, and alongside is a rhododendron that we planted, but I can't remember which year. Just to the left of that is the centre path into the wood, leading straight to the pond. Passing the base of the white cedar, next along is a dogwood, transplanted from a branch that rooted itself further down the wood. The camera squeezes between that and the buddleia, then past the red flowering currant on the right. The Christmas rose and purple hyacinths finish the front edge of the wood. The wood is a bit bare and open in early March when some of this video was filmed, but now in early April it's filling out again with colour returning to all the plants. I hope you enjoyed the explore around the garden, enjoyed what I've been doing, and hopefully you'll keep following me on the forums and see how I get on. Thanks for watching. Bye.